quieter is better for authorities. And when we're raised that way or believe that, when that's the lived experience, it can be very, very challenging to break out of it. And it takes a lot of deep self-work.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women, where we talk about challenges senior female leaders face in being happy and successful at work. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah E. Brown. My guest today is Liz Kislik. She is a Harvard Business Review and a Forbes contributor, and also a TEDx speaker. She offers surprising insights and techniques for leadership, mastering collaboration, conflict, talent development, and customer loyalty. She is known for her practical experience, true stories, and current research, which all gets people to start making a difference right away. Liz, thank you for joining me today.
Sarah, thank you. And thank you for that very lovely introduction.
So, what is the biggest challenge you help female leaders face in business today, and what might be the symptoms of that challenge?
I think the challenge is a suppressed fear of speaking up and a lack of practice with how to speak up so that they feel they won't suffer for it afterward.
And how might we see that? What would be the symptoms of that?
Okay, so you see meetings before meetings and after meetings, as opposed to just whatever the scheduled discussion is itself. A lot of what I would call group to solo behavior. So there's clustering in groups for reassurance, but then in a meeting itself or in a crucial presentation, women often feel very alone, that they're not backed up by the group. And the other thing that you see much too frequently is that projects and initiatives don't move ahead as quickly as they could because women are afraid to raise crucial issues for fear of ruffling feathers.
I get it. And what are the biggest mistakes your clients make before working with you?
I think it's an interesting way to look at it. I think one of the misapprehensions that they have is that you can keep yourself or your people safe by keeping your head down and avoiding problems, or by absorbing problems on behalf of your folks and deciding that it is okay to live in this kind of haze of discomfort, as opposed to actually dealing with what's going on and trying to get those problems handled.
And what would be the number one free and actionable tip you can give our audience today to address this challenge now?
To treat either the fear of speaking up or the situation you're facing like any other business problem. Who are the stakeholders? What are the advantages to be gained? What are the potential risks? And then go into the discussion thinking about everybody involved as if they were your best customer. What would you want to do for them? How would you want to help them? And when you're looking in that way at how can you serve everyone's interests, often you can find a path through the situation that actually takes care of people and sometimes uncovers the roots of the problem that you really need to address.
I see. And what's a valuable free resource you can share with the women listening today to help them understand this challenge better?
I have a free ebook on my website, Sarah, that helps people deal with the interpersonal aspects of conflict.
And that's lizkislik.com.
Exactly.
Which will be in the show notes as well. So Liz, what's one question that I should have asked you that will help our audience take action to address this challenge? And then would you please answer the question?
I would say the question is, why are women afraid of speaking up? What gets in their way? What shuts them down? And how can we deal with that? And I think a lot of it goes back, actually, at least in the US, to the school system and to family when we are young, And the idea of being a good girl who is attentive, who answers when asked, and who doesn't necessarily leap out of her chair or act out a little bit the way boys are often allowed to. And I think there's this assumption that quieter is better for authorities. And when we're raised that way or believe that, when that's the lived experience, it can be very, very challenging to break out of it. And it takes a lot of deep self-work.
Wow, that's a lot to think on. Liz, thank you so much for being with us today.
Glad to do it.
Thanks for listening to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women. If you like what you are hearing, please go to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave a review. And if you would like more information on how we can help women in your organization to thrive, then go to www.sarahebrown.com. You can sign up for our newsletter, read show notes and learn more about our podcast guests, read my blog, browse through the books, or contact us for a chat. Goodbye for now.